Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my All-Star Probiotic Nutrition, and I'm not affiliated with this group. I just have been using this product for the last couple of weeks for my autistic son, Gabriel. And if I instinctively just tap on my product, it's just because I have an ASMR channel, so I do a lot of whispers and taps and scratches for my anxiety, and also because I only do videos after the kids go to sleep at night, but today I'm doing a daytime full dedicated review on our probiotic. And like I said, we've been using this for the last couple of weeks. You can see how it's halfway done there. Comes with the tiniest little scoop you've ever seen, and my 3-year-old takes a half a scoop. It's very fibrous, you can smell, but it actually is not supposed to have a taste or a color, and you can incorporate it in any food or liquid, like I do it in a juice cup. You might hear Gabriel in the back. He is pretty hyper today, although I've never seen him so happy. He's used to get a little angry, would hit his head or hit me, and that has stopped. He also answers my questions now and has expanded on his vocabulary. He now knows every shape, every color, every number, up to however many numbers. Among other things, he's actually been saying thank you and eat and bye, dad. And just a couple of months ago, we didn't have any language out of him at all. He was completely nonverbal, my autistic son. So the important thing to note is that I did start my Charlotte's Web CBD oil first for about 2 or 3 months before I started on the probiotic as well. I'm a very natural remedy person. So in my own just opinion and no judgment here for me, I just don't do pill medication, especially for a 3-year-old. He just turned 3. I don't think they give it out to them now anyway. Sometimes I think you have to wait till at least 4 or 5 to get any prescription medication. Don't quote me on that. We just started with the diagnosis, and we go do our speech evaluation on Tuesday. They said to prepare for about 3 hours at the Strata Center for that. They're allowing his dad to go with him, even though at first they gave me a hard time because of coronavirus. Now they're allowing him to come because they realize that he is the support parent. Sometimes it's hard because Gabriel won't even let me touch him. He just wants his dad a lot. So it's hard as a mom, but he's starting to show affection. He's starting to come up to me and hug me and give me a kiss. Sometimes he says, "I love you too." So when I say I love you to him, he's now been saying I love you too, and using correct grammar with that. And I attest that largely to this probiotic. They say that it helps with their gut, and when they are able to concentrate because the pain's gone away, then they're better able to learn. But yes, I'm going to speak freely now so that we can get through all of his progress. He's sleeping better at night. He hasn't woken up with gut issues. He used to wake up screaming, and I thought he had a sleep disorder. But ever since I started on the probiotic, it's really helped heal his gut, and I think that his stomach was actually what was hurting him at night, why he would wake up. We also switched him off of regular milk to soy, and then we switched from soy to almond milk because I heard that soy milk has a lot of natural estrogen in it, and we don't know what that would do to an autistic or also a male. He's a boy. For that natural estrogen in soy milk. But I noticed as soon as I started on any kind of milk substitute that his symptoms also got a lot better here. And we just noticed a drastic change after the CBD oil in his eye contact, and he's just expanded on that after this probiotic here. Very, very much. Just in the last few weeks, the reason why I know that this is also working alongside the CBD oil so well is just in the last 2 or 3 weeks, we've gotten more progress since starting this. And he's just saying every word to Frozen, Hercules, all his favorite Disney movies. He's just saying every single word. He loves The Price is Right. So I don't know if any of y'all experienced this, but they love the clapping, and they're like, come on down. He says, come on down. He also says, Drew Carey. So just to see that lighting up, that he understands what he's seeing and what he's doing now is really, really well. He also is eating much better, but I attest that to the CBD oil as well. It's given him a better appetite. I used to have to force feed him, which was sad that I'd have to pry his mouth open just to get him to take a bite, just because I cared. I wanted him to eat, and he just wouldn't. He wanted to live off chocolate milk. And then when I found out that the dairy and gluten might have been one of the reasons why he was so inflamed in his little tummy, yeah, he was just living off chocolate milk. No wonder he was screaming so much. But after I started doing my own research, I really have seen that this is probably the best probiotic for autism out there right now. And it says, let's just read the package here. Welcome to the team. We may not know you personally yet, but we're connected by a common thread that ties us together. We all-stars who understand true gut health and healing begins in the gut. Thanks for joining us. It says directions: 50 pounds or less, take a half a scoop. If you're 50 pounds or less, that's why I give my son half a scoop. So when it says 60 servings per container, really for me it's 120 because I'm using a half scoop. That means that this could last once a day. Wow, for like 120 days. So that means I just won't have to go out and buy this again. And being that it was only $45 in the first place, and it lasts for like 3 to 4 months. See, my CBD oil at Charlotte's Web, I use the 50 milligram or the 60 milligram. Both work very well. That cost me about $100 or more with tax, with coupon, to getting it down to that price. And he uses one half of a dropper of that in the morning once a day, and it lasts the month for the small bottle. I just ordered a larger size bottle of that, so it'll last longer. But now I just feel like there's no turning back for us because of how well this combination is working. And I think that this alone on its own, if you didn't want to use CBD, would be natural, beneficial, live bacteria, the good kind that just break up all that bad bacteria. And I'd also like to note that a lot of people didn't know that certain foods turn to sugar in the body, which is really bad for the autistic kids. And you know, all that processed sugar is just grows and gives life to that bad bacteria. So we need the good bacteria to outweigh that, which is what this is. So like I said, you could put it in a yogurt or anything. I put it in a juice. And yeah, we've been doing really, really well with Gabriel. He actually has been throwing and catching the ball and been more interactively playing. He seems better in touch with his surroundings. Like, instead of doing something bad and out of the way like he used to, he just kind of hesitates. Like, he doesn't hit his brother, who is an 8-month-old baby, and he hits everybody else. So I'm glad that the hitting has stopped on this probiotic. I think it's because he was frustrated. He just was nonverbal and couldn't speak. But I want to give a little hope to people who have nonverbals, who think that by 3-4 years old their son's just not speaking yet. Trust me, they will. They will find their language, if any, or a bunch. You just have to focus on what they can do and stop worrying about so much what they cannot do. And you have to encourage and turn those negatives into a positive when it comes to these kids. I know that it's overwhelming and it gets hard sometimes. I have 4 children and one of them has autism. But it has gotten easier with the probiotic. The nighttime routine, especially not getting any sleep for the last 3 years, is very hard on me, and I know that it's even harder on him because of the way his mind is. That baby needs sleep. So what we've done along with this regimen is also on certain nights we give him melatonin. Nothing wrong with giving a child melatonin to help them sleep. I think that his body and his mind need it. His heart's always racing so fast, and I know that those with high blood pressure, don't live as long. And, keeping his heart rate down, keeping him concentrated and focused on his learning. He loves his Speech Blubs app. He has learned to talk with this and Speech Blubs. BLUBS, Speech Blubs. You do have to pay for this app. It's not expensive, and it's so worth it because it just trained and taught him how to speak. And then from that we started doing regular games and stuff, and he connected sentences and shapes and everything. And Speech Blubs is very basic. It's just like A, and if you're at that point with your child, I say that with Gabriel it worked amazingly well. But any other learning apps that you can do, they do like the control. It gives them control in their life and their mind, and it puts them at ease. I don't discourage games, especially learning games for the kids. I know that the WIC office is always asking us, how many hours a day does he watch TV? And you feel so bad, but like with an autism child, they just don't understand that sometimes they need that device, that tablet. And when they get something and they learn their ABCs like that, I just don't see anything wrong with it. And encouraging him because he feels proud when he learns something. He actually likes learning now, whereas before I couldn't get him to do anything. He cannot put on his shoes. He cannot, eat with a fork. He's just starting to do a spoon, and he's just turned 3, so he's starting a straw. And because all he wanted was his cup. But there is hope, because I'm starting to see him now be more able to learn and get into the autism school, because I can now see him like going up there with the board and making those options and answering the questions. Like, even if he can't speak full sentences, he has now learned hundreds of words. He used to not say a word, you guys, not one single word. This stuff works. I just can't say enough. My CBD oil started it all, and this is just amped it up, and I can hear him clearly now, whereas before he was starting to talk, but it was mumbles. And it's like meeting your son for the first time. It's a beautiful thing, and his dad's on board, and he's like, whatever we can do, whatever we can try that's going to help Gabriel. So very, very happy with it. And like I said, 3 weeks, you guys, that is the amount of time that I've been using this, and it already has just blown me out of the water. I can sleep at night now and know that my baby's going to sleep all the way through the night. I don't know how many more or other of you are dealing with that sleep regimen, like they just don't want to get out of your bed. But really, what had him sleeping through the night was a car ride and then putting him in my bed. He would not do his own bed. He would not do the crib. And if that's what it takes to get him to sleep through the whole night, you just got to do what you got to do, Mom. So here's a blessing and a prayer to you guys who are also dealing with a special needs child. And it does get easier, especially when you do your research and you make your own choices. What works best for you and your family. And love you guys. I really enjoy reading your stories and giving you that advice so that you can, take it or, pass it along to somebody else who might need it as well. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel for more autism videos with me and my son Gabriel. I also do beauty unboxing videos if you're interested in ASMR or baby products like gear, like baby swings. My Graco Dream Glider video is doing really well, and it would mean a lot to me if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And we will be back another day to give you a further update on autism and what we're doing to make every day a great day here at the house with the babies. We'll see you guys later.